Hi everyone, my name's Anne Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to use a method of stamping called repeat stamping to make our gorgeous card using lots of Anna Griffin items. Everything I do use will be down below in the description box, both on the YouTube demonstration and on my blog. So all you have to do is click the word show more and it'll tell you the item title of the items that I've used and any extras. So the first thing that I've got is a 7x5 inch card. Now this is my favourite size of card to work with. I'm just simply making sure I've got a good sharp crease along the top of the card using a bone folder. And then this to show you the size of our card on my cardometer, which is an item I've created to be able to give you a good idea of how the card looks, what size it is. So it sits there on our cardometer. This is an A5 card, which A5 is A4 folded in half. A6 below the 7x5 is A5 folded in half. Now I do know in different countries around the world these are called different sizes. However, if you want to make this, simply cut your card fronts or measure the sizes that you use all the time and put it on an A4 background, write on the sizes, and then you've got your own cardometer using the sizes that you use most of the time to give you an idea and to help. So the first thing that I'm going to do is the inside of the card, because I know you all like the insides. Now this is a really simple inside and you'd be able to use your scrap with it because it's not too fancy. So the first thing that I've got is a piece of general pink cardstock, and this is from Anna's Perfect palette, and I've cut it just slightly smaller for the centre, and I'm just positioning it in the centre. Oh, my camera's just auto-focusing. So I've stuck that in the centre using double-sided tape. And then I've got a piece of floral paper. Now this is from the Boxing Day papers from Anna. Oops. I've got double-sided tape on the back of it. And I'm simply going to position this through the centre of our pink layer that we've just added. So for this you'd be able to use your scrap pieces, anything that you've got that matches, something that you've been saving, maybe any of those little pieces that you don't know what to do with, this is a great one for. So I'm just simply snipping the overhang away, and then to finish the centre off, what I've done is I've stamped using the chalkboard stamps using Stazon Ink on this special day. Now this is the same as the repeat stamping that we're going to use for the front of the card. So it's the same stamp, and I'm just going to position that through the centre of our floral, I was going to say border, our floral centre. And then you've still got room to write to and from and any little message that you've got, and that's going to match perfectly to the front of our card. So we'll move to the front, and I'm just going to use my bone folder again just to be sure that that crease is nice and sharp. And the first thing I'm going to do for the base of our card is use one of Anna's summer fall layers, and these are all double-sided layers. On one side there's pattern and on one side there's a coordinating plain colour. I've got double-sided tape on the back, and I'm simply going to position this through the front of the card just to give it a base, like so. The next thing I've got is I've used one of Anna's flock layers. These are 7x5 inches in size, and I've cut away the centre pattern. So to do this I used a cutting knife, and for anybody that wants to know for the cutting, I did do a tricks and technique video in January about using a cutting knife. So it's all practice, and I've been using the knife for a long time, so for me it didn't take very long, but you know, just practice with it. So I've taken away the centre pattern and left the circles. I've already put it on double-sided foam, and I'm simply going to position this through the centre and across the front of our card, so it gives a little bit of interest, and because it's on the double-sided foam it's raised up, so it creates its own pattern with the shadow of the cutouts. Next, what I've got is 2 pre-made rosettes. Now these are from Anna, and these match the paper that's in the centre, and I've got double-sided tape on the back of them, and I'm simply going to position these at either side of the flock like that, and then I've got a lattice sheet that I've already got some glue on the back of it, so I'm just going to simply position that over the 2 rosettes, and then our repeat stamping. I've stamped a full sheet with the same stamp on this special day, and again there's one of the tricks and technique videos that shows how to do the repeat stamping, and I'm not sure if this isn't one of the same sheets that I've shown it, but the repeat stamping looks so pretty if you've got a stamp that will give you a background stamp, and if you just keep going on the repeat, this is what you end up with. So I've taken 4 of the actual stamps, stamped images, and I've put double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm simply going to mat it on to the pattern paper that we've already used on the actual card. So then this will go on our lattice layer. Now I've just made slight trims at all 4 corners for our layer to tuck under, like so, and that's the last one. There we go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of foam on the back of this, just so we can stick it onto our project. So we'll just cut a little bit, and we'll stick some here, here, and a little bit's just flown away. So we'll cut one more bit and add a piece here. So there we go. Peel the back of this away. There we go. And then this will sit nicely between our rosettes. I was getting carried away with myself saying I'd already got the adhesive on the back of the lattice layer previously. So that's already stuck down nicely. Next, what I've done for something a bit different, I've cut out one of the stamped images again. Again, I've got double-sided tape on the back of it, and I'm going to mat it onto the matching paper, again from the Boxing Day collection from Anna. I've got foam on the back of this already, so we just peel the back of that away, and I'm going to position that through the centre of the repeat stamping that we've already used, like that. Press that down, and to finish the card off, I've got a little bow that I've already made in black satin, 15mm double-sided or double-faced, with foam on the back, and that is our card finished. So you can see how the centre matches perfectly to the outside. It stands up nicely. Now, for anyone wanting to post this, you have got a few layers of the foam. However, if you're wanting to do it without so many of the layers, you could forgo the foam under the flock layer, and that would help a little bit. But I think this, if you struggle with your postage, this might be a card that you're handing over to somebody rather than posting. But I think it's worth it if you're wanting to spend that little bit more on postage, because it's such a pretty card and it's a novel idea. And I really do like the trick about just trimming the sides of the lattice layer to slip your actual sentiment underneath. It's a handy tip, and it just looks, I think it looks cool really. It's just something a little bit different. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. If you've got any comments, anything to say, please feel free. You can always find me on Facebook. I love Facebook. I love seeing what you've made. If you've been inspired to make any of the cards, please put your pictures on my wall, because then I can share them with everybody else. So I do post in different groups, the Crafty Friends for Anna and things like that. So you can always find me hanging about Facebook. And that's about it. It just remains for me to say thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.